Promise that you sing about me forever. Promise that you sing about me forever. Promise that you sing about me forever.
So all you would need to do is go to VIEISME.com, VISME.com, and that's where you will find everything about Memoirs of a Forgotten Child and also what I've been up to. I do daily blogs, so it would be in the blog section. I also do YouTube videos, so it would be in the YouTube videos. And for the book, you can either go to the book, which details what's inside the book and the reason of it coming into existence. And if you already know all that because you watched all my YouTube videos, then you go to the store tab. And at the store tab is the back cover and the front cover together. And you would just click. The miniature version of the book. And then you would get to the book page. And then you would get to the cart, and all you gotta do is click add cart and proceed from there. Alright, so this video is going to be about names and the myths that come with the mentality of names. Now, names, especially what I see on YouTube with these different videos of black men and their gripe with black women, and especially in their teenage years. This is a grown man having some type of gripe from back in 1988. So the term of a lame or an educated lame is a black man who has went to school, who has never engaged in illegal activities, who has a good job and went to school and did the right thing, and basically he is in his settled down stage of his life, maybe late 20s, early 30s, and he feels some type of way because back when he was a teenager, the girls that he wanted didn't want him. They wanted the rebellious, law-breaking, thugged out guy, and in their mind, all the girls wanted that type of guy, and the girl that he wanted didn't want him. And now that he's established, meaning he has some type of status, he has the job that he wants, the car that he wants, the house that he wants, whatever, the girl that didn't want him now wants him back, but now she has baggage, which may be a lot of sexual partners, maybe some bastard kids, whatever. She has all the girls that didn't want him had this baggage, and now he's at a point where he can pick and choose, and now he's not choosing the girl that he once wanted. So that is, in essence, what an educated lame is, and the educated lame outrage. So I'm going to be breaking down the good guy, bad guy myths because I think it's really hilarious, this whole term of, oh, all the good girls, all the girls that they wanted, they were young and plump and unexperienced, and they just all wanted a thug, which isn't all the way true. Now, most women, when they were younger, went through a rebellious stage. This may be getting a piercing, this may be tattoos, this may be staying out late, this may be whatever. But most teenagers have a rebellious streak about them because they're starting to feel themselves. They're coming into the world. They're in the stage where they're not children anymore, yet they're not adults. So they're trying to figure out their own path because in about a couple of years they will be adults. And that's where they want to let their freak flag fly, which isn't for every adolescent person. But a lot of adolescents go through this phase. Some more than others. Some enter and leave unscathed. Other people end up with baggage like children, STD, whatever, criminal record, whatever. And young girls typically like, not even young girls, women in general typically like a man who takes charge. Women in general typically like leadership skills, masculine skills. Women typically are drawn to men of power. This is why you will have a really rich and really crinkly and really old guy with a young little tenderoni. This not like they have anything in common. It's not like he could talk about World War II experiences and she would understand. It's about he has money, may not have the looks, but he has the power. She's young, she's not established, she doesn't have anything. So it's a trade-off of power for sex. And it works. And it's the same thing as with women. I'm not saying women in general, prostitutes and women in general will choose to be with an older, rich, wrinkly guy. What I am saying is women tend to choose men who exude masculine attributes. And rebellious dudes tend to exude masculine attributes. It doesn't mean that he knows what he's doing. It doesn't mean that he's the right choice. It doesn't mean that he is going to be a husband material, but he's going against the grain. He's speaking his truth. He has leadership skills, and that's what attracts a girl to him. Some girls are in for it for the adventure because they never really did anything. They never really experienced. They're on some, I'm trying to find me some, I'm trying to be a rebel. I'm trying to go against mommy and daddy. But a lot of girls, it's just that this guy is different. And that different of being a part of the status quo, about following the rules, being like everybody else when they're already in the rebellious phase, finding a guy who actually masters that and speaks that talk attracts young girls. And with lames, I have met lames who weren't the best guys. They were smart. Yes, they were following the rules, which all lames are not technically super smart. It just means that they weren't in the streets. Some of them weren't in the streets and some of them were good guys and whatnot, but they did have certain characteristics that don't appeal to women, whether they lack personality, whether they were entitled, whether they lacked class, or whatever the case may be. Not all quote-unquote lames were top pickings, which I find very funny that a lot of lames think that because they achieved certain certificates, certain statuses, that automatically means that they should have the quality of woman that they want. This is not, Disney World. This is not because I want it, I should get it type of world that we live in. If you want it, you go get it, but nothing is owed to you. Nothing is entitled to you. Nothing should be given to you just because you want it. You go out and you get it. And I think a lot of men who are salty are on some carrying baggage and pain of the past into their present life, and they feel as if they should have gotten that cheerleader girl. And what a lot of these guys don't even question is that, was the cheerleader girl even on his level, on the sense of, was she the type of woman that could be a good girlfriend for him? Now, I don't see too many educated lames running around educated lame girls. I don't see them looking for the homely chick, the chick who was in the library, the chick who did her projects, the chick who finished her homework, who's never at the parties, who weren't wearing the low-cut shirts and the ass cheeks out. I hardly see them talking about them. The same girls who were on their status. They didn't want that girl who probably would have done them right and probably would have chose them. They wanted the hot box. They wanted the cheerleader. They wanted the ghetto chick. They wanted the chick who was out their league to begin with and who wasn't going to be loyal to them to begin with. Yet they felt like because they were such a great dude, he could somehow change her. And because she didn't give him the chance for him to change her, she was wrong, and therefore all women are wrong. However, it'd be funny to see an educated lame chick talk about, where's my Idris Elba? I should be chilling with Bryson Tiller. I should be having a Drake. All these guys want these fast ass chicks. They want these hoes and these hood rats. They should have been choosing me. I was the best one. I wasn't in the streets. I wouldn't have done you wrong. I wouldn't have a chop a nigga baby with you. I would have done you right. It'd be ridiculous past ridiculous to have an educated lame chick talk like that, but somehow when it's an educated lame guy, there's some type of understanding, there's a community of that, there's some type of connectedness, and it's like, bruh, you're like 20 something, you're 30 something, you're 40 something, get over your teenage hurdles. Like, are you kidding me? And I also want to continue with this, is like, I've met guys who were in the streets and they were good guys. And I have met guys who were educated lame, and they expected you to ride from, they expected you to give them sex. They expected you to kowtow to them. They expected you to give them what they felt that they deserved. Very entitled, very egotistical, versus some hood dudes who were not egotistical, where they wanted sex, but they weren't going to hound you for it. They weren't going to be on some egotistical, you must give me X, Y, and Z because I'm just that dude. And what I found with street dudes, in comparison to lame dudes, they had their fair share of women. They did what they did, but they don't feel like women are owed to them. And I feel like with educated lames, they feel like certain women are owed to them, especially women who are outside their league, women who they couldn't even attract to begin with because they weren't connected on that level. And the girls who were connected on their level, they weren't checking for them. They didn't like them. They just didn't have that sex appeal or whatever it was. It kind of reminds me of Kanye West in the song Put On, where he says a line that says something like, and I'm like, sex is not owed. Like, that's prostitution. Most women are not prostitutes. So sex is not owed. You get it because she wants to give it to you. But if she doesn't give it to you, you shouldn't feel salty about it. I feel like a lot of lames are salty about it. And I feel like a lot of lames, when they do get to a certain status where they are more established than they were when they were even teenagers, complaining about teenage issues, they feel like now they can flex and they can go ham and they can have some type of anger about things that happened 10 years ago or 15 years ago, 20, 30 years ago. They're harping on old shit. Truth be told, just old shit they're harping on. And I'm like, really, dude? Someone wasn't over high school. It's like you grow up and you experience and you do things, but a lot of men, especially these educated lames, have that issue. Even if they do end up with a good girl or the girl that tickles their fancy, they always felt like that girl in high school that he was sweating, that girl he was all up in her ass, that girl that he was writing secret love letters to, she didn't respond to him, and he will always have some type of disdain for her, especially if that girl ends up the stereotypical baby mamas broke down, made the wrong decisions with the bad guys or whatever. All of a sudden it's like, ha 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 ha, I get to laugh in your face because you didn't choose me, but if you chose me, I would have been that nigga. And I'm like, hey, that's really weird. B, that doesn't necessarily mean that your relationship would have worked out the way you thought it would in your head. Everything sounds better in your head than in actuality. I mean, you still could have ended up in the same position of being a baby daddy to her, or she could have ended up taking advantage of you, or y'all could have broke up 2 weeks later. It's like, really? Get over yourself. And with the Russell Wilson situation, I feel like every educated lame feels that Russell Wilson emulated and was the captain of their lameness ship. And because he married Ciara, who's now all of a sudden all types of slut whores, baby mamas, it's like the good guy should have laughed in Ciara's face on some ha 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 type shit, and that he should have skated away with this beautiful top-notch girl that he wanted in high school, but he couldn't get. He should have skated away with her and left Ciara because now she's used goods. Honestly, I really don't give a fuck about the whole situation. I wish Ciara and Russell Wilson the best. Do I think their relationship will work out? Probably not. Not because I feel like because she has a baby daddy and he's future and Russell Wilson will be a stepdaddy. I just feel like marriages don't even work out in today's society. However, it's not up to me to feel some type of way about what someone else does with their lives. Why would I have an invested interest on what Ciara and Russell Wilson do? Why would I get in my feelings that Russell Wilson decided to choose Ciara versus anybody else? I think people forget that Russell Wilson was with a white woman before Ciara, and these so-called pro-black people should be upset about that. If anything, shouldn't him being with a black woman is an upgrade because now he's back into the gene pool? But I feel like a lot of men felt like Russell Wilson, a multi-millionaire pro athlete football player on a major status, is somehow living and somehow on the same status as the average everyday educated lames. Just like these baby mamas who are going ham on Future and trolling him, or on pro Ciara side, these women aren't the women buying her albums, aren't the one pushing her, aren't her biggest fans. But now that she somehow represents old baby mamas, all of a sudden they're backing her up and vicariously living their drama with their baby mama and their baby daddy through Russell Wilson, Ciara, and Future. And I'm not feeling to get in the middle of that, because A, I have no kids, B, it's not my business, and C, I have my own life to live. I'm not trying to live vicariously through people I don't even know, but I wish them all the best. But I do see this vitriol towards baby mamas from educated lanes, expecting what goes on their head is what actually is going to happen in real life. And I'm like, that's not how it goes. And you shouldn't feel like someone owes you anything, especially when it comes to women, that you just knock her over the head, drag her into your cave, and now you own her. That's not how it works. And I also find out that a lot of educated lanes lack a personality. A lot of them don't have communication skills to even entice a conversation with a girl that they would want, or a girl that they would like to get to know. Tariq Nasheed always talks about game and having a crisp mouthpiece. A lot of educated lanes don't have a crisp mouthpiece. So how are you going to even get the girl that you want, but you can't even step to her and talk to her? Make her interested in you. You don't even have that quality, but you're sitting back and you're secretly festering and hating and getting mad that she's not choosing you, but you don't even put yourself in the forefront for her to choose you. You don't even have anything going on that would make her say, the guy who piques my interest based off of him being rebellious and him being different and him being in the street. What does this educated lane have that would make me leave that notion of the bad boy to go with him, or supposed goody two-shoes who will never do her wrong, will never cheat on her, will never, leave her pregnant with a baby. Supposedly these all around 100% genuine, 100% honest, 100% down-ass guys. What would make her choose them over the street guy who may be adventurous, may have a crisp mouthpiece, may have a personality? And like I said with the lame girl, I would find it hilarious, and most people would find it hilarious if there was a lame girl talking about, oh, these guys should be choosing me. Can you imagine average looking chick or less than average looking chick talking about, well, because I didn't end up with a baby, I didn't end up with an STD, I ain't never had an abortion, I ain't never been ran through, I ain't never been with a thug, I deserve all these type of guys, and I deserve to be getting dicked down by these guys, I deserve these quality of guys, and if I don't have these guys, then they're not choosing right, and how dare they look over me, and how dare they end up with the cheerleader fast chick, the ratchet chick, the hood chick, the baby mama chick. Could you imagine? It's funny how these contradictions and these double standards are set up. It's okay for a guy to complain about vagina that he didn't get 20 years ago, but if a girl even mentioned about a guy who she liked and it didn't work out, people are like, girl, get over that. Why are you crying about that? You're looking real thirsty right now. You're looking real pathetic right now. But when it's a guy, there's a community, there's a hug factor, there's a, I got you, bro. We're here. And I'm like, really? The entitlement, the ego of it all. And like I said, personality counts. It just does. People are more intrigued when you do have more crisp mouthpiece, when you do exude confidence, not arrogance, not being egotistical, but confidence. Confidence will take you far more than just you sitting here and secretly on some, if you ever watch Hey Arnold's I'm a 90s Baby, remember Brain, who would always follow Helga and had that nasally thing? A lot of you educated ladies remind me of that. Or Helga when she was secretly lusting for Arnold. A lot of y'all remind me of that. You don't have the personality. You don't have certain characteristics where she would choose you, but then you're mad that she doesn't choose you. Yes, you and the bad boy may be on the same level. He's not established, you're not established. You want her, he wants her. He's more adventurous, you're bland. but there's something about him that attracts her. And just because you wanted her doesn't necessarily mean that you could have gotten her. Even let's say you were a bad boy, let's say you were what she was interested in. There just may be things about that guy that she likes, and that's just her path to go through and to go down. This entitlement issues that you just was that guy and how dare she not choose you is very disgusting. It's very entitled. It's very childish, to be honest. And it just makes you look bad, harping over shit that happened years ago. You're grown. You can get any girl that you want to get if you actually go out there and put yourself out there to get that girl. But to be sitting on some high school shit, it's like, bruh, grow up. So I guess that is my video on educated names. Now, this is not all educated names, but it seems to be a lot of the ones who are on YouTube. And going over how girls didn't choose them and how they feel some type of way about it. I mean, we all, no matter if you're an educated name or a bad boy or a good girl and a fast shit, whatever, we've all experienced at least once in our lives liking someone who didn't like us back. It happens. It just is. People have certain criteria that they go by. There's certain people who like certain things. It is what it is. You can't be mad about that. If anything, you should be appreciative because they could have ended up adding more baggage and more drama to your life than you actually wanted. So if anything, you should kind of, whoo, thank God I missed that one instead of harping on stuff. I know it hurts to get your feelings fresh. I know it hurts when you're left over, but life happens. Move on. So that is my video on educated names. Hopefully it enlightens you. And if you're harping on stuff, like the old saying goes, build a bridge and get over it. And yeah, leave your comments below. What do you feel about this educated name and a lot of these black men who felt that they were just that dude and they were the best choice, though no one has a measuring skill to even define the better choice, but whatever, they feel that way. Have you seen videos like this? What do you think about that? Did I miss anything? Do you want to add anything? Leave them below. So comment, rate, subscribe, share, be blessed, and